Journal when I was with the New York Yankees for 4 years. And what I learned with that organization and how they're able to build a brand and a legendary enterprise, a global one, that has had tremendous success over the life of any sports franchise. Regardless if you like them or not, they can build a brand, they can attract the best, they invest in their teams, they have a process, okay? At the end of the day, if you're looking at customers, that would be fans and seats for them. Honestly, they could care less. Because the only way they can get fans and seats is to focus on the teams, who they have, how they're performing, how they're leading them. Maximizing the internal customer, their employee. As an outcome, you get fans. As an outcome to business, you get residents. As an outcome to your team, you get success, leadership. The customer, the single most important customer that we need to understand today is the employee customer. And it's the one thing that we don't understand. We don't know. We're afraid to ask what they like, where they shop, all these things, because we're in these kind of liability roles, and we're scared. The reality is they're people. And we need to know them. We need to understand them. Because when we get this stuff right, guess what we get? We get a great customer experience, resident experience, and we get shareholder returns, value. When I was hiring management companies, I never looked at anything other than how well do they acquire people, what's that regional manager look like, and how well do they put people on site? Because at the end of the day, that's what drives returns. That's what drives results. Okay? Same thing for, you're buying products from companies that you work with, vendor suppliers, because they have that team. Okay? It's so critical. You have to know everything about your team. Okay? Single most important part of business. The next part of the 3-3 rule is the people challenges, okay? And I'll relate this to your properties if you'd like. Low levels of activity. So you walk in an organization, right? You walk into a company, you walk into a team, you're assigning a new portfolio. What do? Focus on the internal customer. Well, who do I have? We've said people are our most important asset, all that stuff, but we don't really do it. Because number one, who's done it before you? Right? Who's taught this? Okay? So low levels of activity. You have a property underperforming. You're not selling enough. Ron Ruse isn't selling enough accounts. His activity is low enough. What I do is when we do these things, what you end up doing is you minimize defensive behavior. You go into a company or a property or and you're why aren't we at 95% occupancy, or why isn't our portfolio doing X? You're triggering defensive behavior. Because what? They're uncertain. Okay? And the reality is, when you do that, you're just going round and round and round. They're going to burn out, become less confident, and then turn over, and you're going to be back to square one. But when you can focus on the business, remember this 3-3 rule is, I really don't have I have low levels of activity. Let's focus on their activities. How many calls are we making? How many people are coming into the office? Do we need to advertise more? The activities need to increase. Okay? I need to post more on Facebook. I need to, whatever it is. If you're having trouble recruiting people, same thing. What are your activities? Are they low or are they high? So you can say it's this and it's that and whatever. It's activities. Guarantee. If you're not renting apartments, you're just not making enough calls. Not enough people are coming in. That's really the issue. Okay? Because you might have a good team that just isn't focused on the right activities. Okay? Secondly, confidence. Right? When we are confident, we do more, right? How do you get confidence? Competence. This confidence is an outcome. Okay? So if we've all hired those great people that are confident, and we want that, and that's a quality, but it's an outcome because they know what they're doing. And when people know what they're doing, they're going to take what? More activity, more action. Okay? So confidence is an outcome, and when you can develop people, and when you go in an organization, you're like, well, this isn't working, or this property isn't performing. You can look at it. What are the activities? Are they competent? Do they feel, I'm asking them to do this marketing and go meet employers and do these things that are out of their comfort zone. Maybe if I just got them more competence with that, they would be more confident, and if they were more confident, they would do more of it, and if they did more of it, we would actually rent the stuff. Okay? So when you focus on the competence training, go to all the NAA and all that sort of local chapters. You got to get all the fair houses. They got to feel confident when they're interacting with customers. You get a new regional manager, same thing. They have to adjust. They have that, okay? Focus on getting them competent, support, more confidence. They'll do more for you. And the third thing here is low commitment. Aside from physical abilities, everybody in here can walk. It's pretty awesome. Okay? And it took a long time to do that. The good news is all of our parents decided that they're going to work through that. They decided, I'm committed to help you walk. And they watched you fall, and they put wheels and gates and all kinds of things to help you get more competent. So you do it more and take, okay? And now you're here walking, right? So when you have a team and, they're not really where you want them to be, stretch out, decide you want them to succeed, help them get more competent in it, and stay committed to it, okay? We'll learn later about talent acquisitions, about if you have the wrong person in the first place. But the point is, you've got to stretch out that role. When you have more, a lot of times we move people in and out because we're uncertain. We're uncertain because we think we got to make a move because we got to hit a certain number or whatever. And the reality is we're actually creating the outcomes that are either favorable or unfavorable for us. So the 3-3 rule, being curious and understanding this 3-3 rule really simplifies a lot of complexity and a lot of the things that you're doing, and it gives you actionable steps to really drive results for any company.